folks, welcome back to what is an absolutely gorgeous morning on the farm. We had some pretty gross weather for most of the day yesterday. Smartened up, absolutely beautiful evening. This morning it's quite breezy. I'm just down here in the dugout pasture. We brought down the molasses tub for the girls. It's got 28% protein supplement in with molasses, just to help them out. We did notice a few days ago when we were down here, some of the smaller ewes are losing a little bit of conditioning, obviously because they're having to give a lot of their body nutrients to their lambs. So give them a little bit more supplement, and I think they'll be in good shape. Today, what do we got on the go? Well, today's one of those days where there's just so much to do that if you're to look at the whole thing we got to accomplish and come outside, we'll probably just accomplish none of it. So you need to have a to-do list. So that's what we've got today. I had to fix the faucet in the camper, got that done. Take molasses to sheep, got that done. Now we're gonna run back to the house. I already fed the chickens. We're gonna feed the pigs, and then we're gonna see about moving some chicks into the chicken tractor. Well, we're in the pig pen here. We just got the piggies fed. This is Peppa and George, by the way. Which one do you think we should eat, Charlotte? Should we eat Peppa?
Yeah!
Should we eat George?
Yeah!
No hesitation whatsoever. Piggies are delicious. Well, as I mentioned earlier, I have a list, so I'm gonna try and get today not derailed. Well, I've already failed at that because it's such a beautiful day outside that I decided to set up Charlotte's swimming pool. So we bought her this for her birthday. Her birthday is actually in February, but I mean, what can you do that's awesome in February? Not a whole bunch of stuff, right? So, of course, we're staring down 9,000 liters of pool capacity, trying to fill it with a garden hose. And it's already been going for an hour, and I think we've got about 2 to 3 inches of water in the bottom. This is going to be a long, long time to fill this, but that's fine. Maybe by tomorrow, we'll leave it run all the way into the evening. Maybe by tomorrow, we'll be able to go swimming. You might remember from a few weeks back, we started building anyways this no-dig garden bed over here. And so what we did is we had a cover kill tarp on, we peeled that off, we layered down all the wool mulch, basically all the wool that we sheared off of our ewes this year as a mulch layer, and then added a blanket of animal bedding, so it was straw that was soaked with manure and urine. And we let that settle for a couple of weeks now. And the chickens have been fairly active, going through there, scratching and working that stuff down. So it's a fairly level thing there now. And you can see I've got the two 12-foot fence rails 24 inches apart. So that's really just bed spacing. And in the back of the pickup there, we've got some good topsoil. So what I'm gonna do is basically fill the rows, and then I'll move over, a foot, make another 2-foot row, so on and so forth. And I'll just keep going down until we get the bed full. And then I'm gonna go get some compost that we created here on the farm, and we'll top dress the beds before we start planting some stuff. Now, what are we gonna plant? Well, Carmen said to me yesterday that I should really plant some dill and some sunflowers. Well, you get a little sunflower package like that, maybe 10 or 12 seeds for like $3-4. Well, we get a giant 40-pound bag of black oil sunflower seeds for the chickens, actually. And it's like 20 bucks. So I got some soaking in a pail right now, and we're just gonna see. I'm pretty confident they're gonna sprout and they're gonna grow, and it's gonna be fantastic. Sunflowers are really, for us, they're just more of a decorative thing. We're obviously not trying to harvest the sunflowers. Well, the pool's all set up. It's actually full, and we've got the filtration system running. I gotta give credit to the well we've got here. Man, oh man, that's 9,000 liters of water that thing pumped out. Pretty much took the entire day, but it's full. We're ready to go. We're gonna go swimming tomorrow. Now that the derailing is all done, I think it's time to get back to the list. So I'm gonna go grab some chickens out of the big chicken tractor, move them over to the little tractor, and then I got some compost in the trailer at the side-by-side there. I think I'm gonna take over to the little garden and prep some of our no-dig beds. So this is actually gonna be the very first official move for this chicken tractor, the completely redesigned chicken tractor that we built in the shop. And it'll be interesting to see how they move. I was a little bit nervous with the big chicken tractor because we did run a couple over last year. I'm hoping that there's nothing like that happened today. Well, move number one was a success. So they're onto some fresh grass here. I'm just gonna top up their water. top up their feed. And then grab 15 from the other house and move them over to the other chicken tractor. They sure eat lots. 2/3 of one of these, I think they're 18-pound feeders. 12 pounds of feed every day. Plowing through right now. That's just 25 birds. So I got this horizontal nipple water on a bucket that I had rigged up in that chicken tractor. This is actually where it was designed for. So it just hangs off this little jib arm and they can come and get their drinks as they need. So I think this is gonna work fantastic. I just put one in this one just to see how it works. And if it's a success, then maybe next year I'll put one in that chicken tractor right there. All right, so if I want to go get 15 chicks out of this big chicken tractor and get them into one of the little ones, I'm just gonna go around and around in this giant tent, and it's not gonna be a good time for anybody. Maybe a good time for the viewers, but really be wasting everybody's time. So I'm just gonna move this thing. So as you can see, we've got wheels for this one. We pop it up on the wheels and then we just push it back, and we'll be coming up here between this first row of trees and the fence line. And once they get on that fresh grass, they're gonna be preoccupied. They'll be much easier to catch. So you can see now pretty much everybody's got their head down. So I'm just gonna go ahead and drop the back tires down. And I'll come in with my tote, find 15 of the finest birds to move. I might have cheated a little bit. On top of all the fresh grass, I also brought him some grain. Let's see if I can catch a few birdies. Well, that's 7. We're halfway there. Now back to what I started earlier. So this is what we call the Mouse Miracle Garden. This is, well, we call it the Mouse Miracle Garden because that shed used to sit right where this garden was. When I moved the shed, there was a ton of mouse nests that were just, yeah, it was gross. But the mice had buried underneath of it. And it was kind of interesting to see the way they tunneled through all the clay. And I thought, well, if they can tunnel through the clay, then surely vegetables should be able to. So we did plant a garden in there, and yeah, we successfully grew potatoes. We had some daffodils, and quite a few sunflowers actually came up as well. But no, this is the foundation for our no-dig bed. So we've gone ahead and we've layered some topsoil, and then top dressed that with a good heavy blanket of our homemade compost here. And then all I'm going to do now is just take this rough cut 2x4, flip it over, make the next walkway, and then take this 2x4 and flip it over, and then that will be where the next bed is. All right, well, just like that, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 of our no-dig raised beds built directly on the ground. Just cardboard, wool, straw, a tiny layer of topsoil, and the topsoil is really just there to act as a weighted blanket to keep that mulch layer intact for the bed itself. And then we top dressed with our homemade compost that we built here over last year. And I've got room for 2 more rows, which I'm going to finish off tomorrow because it is getting close to 10 o'clock at night, if it's not already 10 o'clock at night. And you know me, I like to get a cup of tea in me, right? So the only thing I actually have left on my list after I finish this is fixing the electric fencer in on the other side of the shop. Now, why I want to get that fixed is because I don't particularly want the chickens to come messing in here. So I'm probably going to do one net all the way around it. But then we have this grassy area over here, which, you know, there's enough stuff that it's almost nigh on impossible to get a mower in there and be really efficient without spending a lot of time. So I think I'm going to drag another net across and come down and go over to the corner of the shop over there and get a couple of sheep in here, and they can graze all this down, and this will be protected from the chickens. That's the plan anyways. But anyways, for now, I think I'm going to let you go and go get that cup of tea I talked about. So I hope you have a fantastic evening. We'll see you tomorrow.